Oh, Muffins, the armor they wear can also be purchased in
What in the...
the microtransaction shop.
That's cool. I should
It's
look at what
called,
they've got in there.
I think it's called steam-powered armor.
Nice. Alright, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. We're playing more Path of Exile: The Awakening, and we're just talking about how the fact that that cool steampunk armor that you can see on those soldiers back there can actually be purchased as like an aesthetic change to your armor in the Path of Exile store, which is kind of neat. Let's see, what do I need? Upgrade this thing. Oh, I'm getting touched. Why would you do that, lady? I thought we were friends. You and your boobage. Your boobles. Do these guys have got gems in their heads? Yeah, it looks like they do. This guy's got one in the back of his skull. This lady looks like she's missing a lot of skin. But I think it's kind of, it's fine that the way that they went about trying to handle the way that you kind of buy into this game. And I also, these fucking snakes are weird. They're just like those spitting dinosaurs, but with giant gaping face vaginas that squeef poison at you. It's really quite rude. Oh, here we go. Here's those naked constructs that I was talking about. The statues that come to life. Now, some of these statues do intentionally come to life. However, quite a few of these we think come to life because there's rogue magic everywhere in the world, and it's just sort of bringing everything to life that can kind of hold the spark of blood magic.
Market sewers for the bust.
Oh yeah, do we need, I guess we could eventually roam through here and find other stuff. So first we need to find the last bust of that weird poet guy in Poopy Town. I see Neff is already in here. And somewhere in here is that last thing that we need to give to Hargan, in order to progress along his storyline. He's a merchant. He's all about selling things to increase his wealth. I think he's an exile too, but clearly not a fighty one.
Oh, a yellow shield.
Hey, there's a murder thing in here. I'm gonna summon a shit ton of lightning to fight it with my skeletons. My skeletron heads. Alright.
Muffins, what do you think about this?
Woo, oh. Hi. Where have you been for the last, like, hour and a half? That is super. Well, it requires more dex than I have, but I can fix that pretty quickly. Oh, wait, no, that's a different one.
Wait, why does it require dex?
I was looking at the wrong one. There's two, like, ring-looking things. Oh, no, that's pretty good. Increased cold resistance, lightning resistance, stun recovery. That's way better than this thing. Fuck it. I need all the resistances I can get, dang it. So we've got that last bust, and a Molten Strike gem, and a Portal Scroll. Things are all coming up Chupacabra.
Being near me gives you elemental resistance.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, Taria is an Aura Templar tank, which is kind of handy-dandy. So he will passively buff us, which is necessary, because like I was saying in a previous episode, that Scion that I no longer play, I brought her into the last act, and she, like, died instantly. So that wasn't the best, truthfully. So we're gonna try to fight that with an excessive amount of don't stab me and paying attention to the old health bar. And spending a lot of time on defensive upgrades, which is why I'm gonna get, like, some extra mana and health, which should help a whole shit ton. So, man, there's a bunch of crap going on here, isn't there? You might notice that there's a shit ton of these guys, and they are already dead. But what's doing it? I don't see any dead, Imperial citizens, Larry. What the hell is this thing? As it would happen, the Imperial citizens are not so big on the battlement here. But there are statues with nips in full view, and B, these weird tapestry creatures that,
Ribbons!
Yes, they're these ribbon creatures, and they're murdering the shit out of these ebony legionnaires, these blackguards. And they are the subjects, the minions, of this lovely lady, the Gemling Queen. Oh boy, they are fancy. And the bigger ones are actually like previously my favorite thing to resurrect as like a phantom when I was playing as like a minion witch and take with me to kill the boss. They were super murdery. I don't know if they're still pretty OP, but they might be. But they come to life. Same with the statues. These statues, I think, were intentionally coming to life because they don't have, like, weird glowing joints. They're here, and they're ready to do the stuff with the things. We're gonna fight them and murder them. There are a lot of them. Holy shit. They seize up when you beat the shit out of them enough, so there's that, which is kind of nice. And this is that Solaris Temple. The place where they have... I mean, I kind of consider some of these...
Might want to find the waypoint first.
Yeah.
Over here.
Some of these places are very much akin to, like, ancient universities where people would exchange knowledge and research. And some of these chambers actually have, like, research facilities in them for some of the more fancy thaumaturges in the employ of the Empire. Which, you know, is pretty cool. And now we've got a bit of, graffiti here.
The shadow whispers and simpers at the Monkey King's feet. When the Monkey King puts his back to the sun, it is the shadow that leads the way.
So yeah, the ancient citizens were very big on rebellion and telling the Empire that they run on their blood, sweat, and tears, and probably no small amount of jism that they do in the nighttime hours. So yeah, there's a lot of that. Do we want to get the thing first before we go inside, since we're all the way over here? So basically, the Gemling Queen, she creates these things with a giant spinneret, and these assholes stole it from her because they wanted to try to use its power in order to, you know, experiment on people and gain more of the ancient magic. It's basically an all-or-nothing thing with these guys trying to invade the old empire. They're just going after everything. And something else I didn't really bring up in the previous episode is the fact that Ephinox is playing the same character, but he's not a melee character anymore. He's gone back to being a ranged trap person. So here's the ribbon spool that I can't pick up because there's too much garbage in the old inventory. So that's how she creates the ribbons. And now we're going to take it back to her and be like, hey, Queenie, we've got a gift for you. It's fancy, I promise. Alright, I need everyone to settle it down. Alright. Everyone calm down. I got too many sparks. Too many sparks, too many sparks. Too many sparks, too many sparks. It takes a lot to kill a god. And I sexually identify as an Apache attack helicopter. Yeah, that was... I love Too Many Cooks. That was a great weird thing Adult Swim came up with. Oh, man. Did you know that like, really kicked off the career of the creepy guy in that video? Apparently everyone loves casting him as the creepy uncle dude now. Go figure. And apparently he's, like, just an older mechanic guy who's just, like, wanted to meet one of his favorite actors. And so he, like, tried out to become an extra one day. And he got to be a creeper on set and meet said actor. So good for him. He lived a really weird dream. And now in his retirement, he gets to be creepy in front of a camera. I think that's really a life goal of every man, really. To be shirtless and creepy in front of a camera. What is pink? What does pink mean?
That's restorative.
Alright, we'll see what these zones do for us then. We're inside the
Gives you
old...
manners.
We're inside the old Solaris Temple.
And health.
Where the Gemling Queen now resides. Where a lot of ancient science-y things happened. And this place, above all other places, really looks a lot like, ancient Roman and Greek architecture. Man, one of my art teachers would just have a nerdgasm over this place. Because she was really into, like, modern-day examples of how people we're using ancient art and architecture. And this is an entire game where, like, large swaths of it are based on that. And there's grape in here, in case anyone was curious. Convenient that I can just hide behind a wall. But no, like, she was super into, like... there was, like, some stuff Madonna would do occasionally that kind of referenced ancient culture, like Greek armor. I mean, just stuff like that. It was great. It was good stuff. It was good times. So we just basically need to fight through all of Gemling Queen's minions, because she doesn't really bother to tell them the difference between friend or foe. And here's those crazy caster people that I really love fighting along with. These guys were great. You come in here and find a boss one of them, and then resurrect it. Bring it with you. And it's cool that they even found a way to really add personality. These freaking weird ribbon creatures. These are like the caster types that look all fancy with their demon helmets. Good times. Having fun up here? With Dancy McFinnigan? Voltaic Seal? Yeah, they did a really great job with laying out this place. I mean, this is a procedurally generated game, so, like, this is obviously different every time you play, but, like, I dig the way that they've designed this game. It references a lot of different cultures from our own history here on Earth, not their weird demon dimension where Rayclast exists. They also take some liberties here and there, but it's every environment feels very unique so far, and I dig that. I really do. Whereas so much stuff in other games like Diablo can feel really samey after a while. So I suppose, while we're fighting these ribbons, I can probably tell you a little bit more about how the currency system in this game works. So, rather than having gold, I think before... Did I just disconnect?
No, you're still sitting there shooting fireballs.
That's weird. My screen blacked out for a second. Am I still recording? Yeah, it just froze for a minute.
Your graphics card, like, just, like, pause for a second or something?
No, like, I'm looking over at the recording screen because I use a capture card, and, like, it turned black on this screen and it just froze. The whole thing just froze for a second and pooped a little.
Huh.
That was different.
Weird.
Yeah, I have a really powerful graphics card. That shouldn't happen. But bugs happen. This is a brand new patch that just got hot patched. But so rather than having gold in this game, they've got basically like trading currencies. All of these usable items like transmutation shards and stuff, they're all like commodities that you trade. As opposed to...
You can use them on stuff.
Yeah, as opposed to, like, using gold. And all of these things modify the weapons and items in the game. Like, some of them change the color of the item slots to fit different gems. Some of them add different stat effects. And, yeah, they just have, like, a whole cornucopia of ways that you can customize your gear without just waiting incessantly for item drops. In fact, one of the most popular things to do is taking a base item... like the model for this pair of boots, for example. You take a white one, and then you just use currency items to death, and then eventually you'll get like a really overpowered item after you pump enough of them into it. It's really kind of... it's fascinating, but it's also kind of confusing when you really get into the nitty-gritty. But it's nice that there's kind of like an expansive experience to be had in the game as well, as opposed to just like finding more gear, like games like, say, Diablo. Yes, Diablo lets you, like, level up, like, vendors and crafting places that can help you do that. But, not to this level. Like, not to this degree. This is just an exceptionally large amount of it. And they were doing it, I think, long before Diablo 3. Which is kind of cool, you know, they really... experimenting. Grinding Gears does a good job with that.
I think they came out this game in response to Diablo 3.
Really? I could believe that. I'm sure some of the original Diablo people probably worked on this too. Like, I know like half of the original people from the original Diablo, like the Diablo game, and Diablo 2, worked on Torchlight 2. Or Torchlight and Torchlight 2. So that's why that game feels really similar, but very delicious in its own right. Maybe after this game, you and I should play Torchlight 2 and Taria. We should all play Torchlight 2 together.
I've never
we
played
could do that.
Torchlight before.
It's a pretty fun game. I
don't own Torchlight. I own Torchlight 2.
Torchlight 1's not multiplayer.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
solo exclusively.
Weird.
So we'll play Torchlight 2 together. I vaguely recall the story of Torchlight 1. So we're actually going to wait and end this episode once we get to the old Gemling Queenie. So until then, we're going to look at more of these statues with their lovely nerps. And if you get them at the right angle, they've even got camel toe. Like, they've got, like, the crotch crease. They really did a good job of modeling everything in this game. Let's just say that. Like, did the male statues have dongs, or are they all clothed?
Yeah. The male statues have pointy dongs.
I can't... Well, they're all facing the wrong direction.
You can see this guy's dong.
Which guy?
The big one.
Can you?
Yeah, their balls are like pointy
Oh,
though, so
yeah.
it looks like they have like a triple horn there down there.
He's just got, like, an extra handle there in case you need to move his statue later. Yeah, they did a good job with the modeling in this game. They took it even further than I think they probably needed to. I mean, the junk in the trunk is quite accurate, and here we are at Lady Gemling. You can tell because she's right next to the portals to make going back and forth between her and other places less of a pain in the ass. So I will go into her story and everything next time. We'll catch you then, everyone. Goodbye. Like and subscribe now, because you love Larry. Otherwise, I'll do stuff to Neff or something. I don't know. Something threatening.